Hello, happy 2026. My name is Becca. I am tutor at Tutoring with Becca. Now that we are towards the end of January, after the Christmas holidays, the GCSEs are just a little bit closer than before. Many students have gotten their results of their mocks back. But what do you do with mock results? How can this letter grade help you in the summer with the real exams? Whatever results you've got, the mocks are not the end of the story, and what you do after mocks matters just as much as the grades themselves. So in this video, Tutoring with Becca's very first YouTube video, I have 10 ways to show you how to use your mock exams so they become a stepping stone and not a setback. So number one, what are the GCSE mocks actually for? First thing, mocks are not designed to label you forever. They are not a punishment. They are not a trick or a trap. Believe it or not, mocks are meant to help you. They are a diagnostic tool for you and your teachers to see which areas are stronger, which areas are weaker. They are a practice run. Exam conditions, you get used to the exam conditions, you got time management and the pressure of the exam hall. There's also a wake-up call. For some, they highlight the gap between classwork and exam performance. So if your grades weren't what you hoped for, that doesn't mean that you failed. It means you now know where to focus your revision. Number two, it's important to review your mocks and not just react. It's easy to get the grade and either celebrate and panic and not do anything. But you need to make sure that you go through your papers and ask various questions like, where did I lose marks even, and why did I lose the marks? Did I not revise enough on a particular topic or revise a topic at all? Did I misread the question? Did I run out of time and therefore left questions unfinished, especially those smaller mark questions, so the 1 to 5 mark questions, perhaps the big 40 mark questions at the end of English language papers 1 and 2, maybe not so much because they are big questions, but those 1 mark questions can really make a difference. Did you notice any patterns? Are you consistently losing marks on 8 mark questions? Are you running out of time in maths or in science? Number 3, talk it through. Talk it with your teachers. They are one of your biggest resources. Ask things like, where did I lose marks? What revision strategy would you recommend for this subject? Am I writing answers in the style the examiners expect? And talking it through with friends and family as well could be useful. Saying mistakes out loud makes them click. Just remember that a low grade doesn't mean you're doomed. It means you've identified an area that you can fix. Number 4, it is important to create a revision plan. If you haven't got one at the moment, now is the perfect time to create a revision plan. It should prioritise weak areas. So, for example, if you scored well on biology but struggled with chemistry, spend more time on chemistry. But remember to also mix in your strengths. Don't ignore your strong subjects too. You need to secure those grades too, and it is important to revise them as well as your weaker areas. Break it down into manageable chunks. Use short, focused sessions rather than endless cramming. So instead of saying, I'm going to revise English, say, I'm going to revise the poem anthology and look at these 2 poems. Think of revision as training. If you're training for a football match or a dance competition or you're rehearsing for a play, you don't start the week before, you start several months earlier. Revising for exams is the exact same thing. And training isn't about repeating what you're good at, it's about strengthening weaker areas. Number 5, along with a revision plan, it is useful to experiment with different revision techniques. Mocks show you whether your revision style works or not. If you revised loads but then struggle to remember anything in the exam, then something might need to change. So try active recall, cover your notes and test yourself. Either sing it out loud, writing it down, whatever works for you. Past papers are scientifically proven to be one of the best ways to revise for an exam. And you'll try, if possible, to practice them in timed conditions. Flashcards are great for key terms and formulas and quotes. There's lots of apps out there like Anki flashcards where you can make your own digital flashcards and then carry them around. Flashcards are great because they're portable. Mind maps are useful for making links between topics. For English specifically, they're useful for linking themes and characters and quotes. And then lastly, teaching somebody else is a useful way to revise. You've got to explain out loud, which forces you to simplify and clarify what you are learning. Even if you are just talking to your pet dog, it's still going through that process of simplifying and clarifying what you are learning. Revision isn't passive, it's about retrieving and using knowledge, not just looking at notes. Number 6, alongside all of that revision, it is also important to take time to rest. After mocks, many students feel guilty about resting, but rest isn't laziness, it's essential. So take a short break after mocks before you start intensive revision. Enjoy your hobbies, go and see friends, and do things that make you feel relaxed and refreshed. So use the rest as part of your routine going forward. Build in downtime alongside that study time so you don't burn out. And listen to your body. If you're feeling exhausted, rest is going to be more productive than forcing yourself to stare at notes. Exams are a marathon, not a sprint, and burnout helps no one. Alongside resting, it is also important to manage your mindset. Mocks can knock confidence, but you need to make sure you stop labelling yourself as bad at maths or hopeless at science, and instead focus that failure is feedback. Every mistake is data for improvement. Effort also compounds over time. Small daily revision adds up much more than last minute panic. It's better to do 30 minutes of revision a day than a 5-hour revision stint the day before an exam. And also remember that you're not alone. Every GCSE student goes through this process, whether they're in the same year as you or in a different school or even a different part of the country. Everybody feels the same when they're going through this process. And if the anxiety is starting to feel overwhelming, talk to somebody. Your mental health matters far more than your grades. Number 8, it is also important to build better habits. So post mocks are a perfect reset point. So it's important to focus on sleep, aim for consistent rest. It also helps to sharpen memory, which helps with revision. Exercise is also important. It can help reduce stress and improve focus. And if you're exercising outside even, then you will see that fresh air also helps reduce stress and helps with health. Focused study and balanced breaks are important. So using the Pomodoro technique, for example, where you work 25 minutes and then have a 5-minute break to stay energized is a very useful way. I used that when I was at university for some work. So that is also one option. And also digital discipline is also important when revising. It is so easy to pick up your phone and start scrolling on Instagram or TikTok or even YouTube or whatever it happens to be that you're doom scrolling. But it's important to make sure your phone is out of reach. That is maybe even on silent for some time whilst you are revising, and that you're focused on revision and not on TikTok. Good habits now will equal less stress later. So start now at the end of January. By the time you get to May, in theory, you'll have less stress. Number 9, it is also important to set milestones. Mocks are a checkpoint. I said earlier that GCSEs are a marathon, and mocks are a checkpoint. They're a drinking station, for example. They are not the finish line. So your next milestone, your next checkpoints might be another set of mocks that are coming up in February or March. It could be a class test. It could be revision sessions at school. We've got 3 school holidays coming up. We've got February half term, the Easter holidays, and then the May half term coming up. And if your school are offering revision sessions, it might be worth looking into them if possible. And then of course you've got your final GCSE exams starting mid-May. Setting mini goals, for example, by Easter I want to have learnt X, Y and Z, can help. Motivation plus direction equals clear goals, and having clear goals alongside a revision plan that allows you to take breaks and hang out with friends and rest helps avoid stress and burnout. And then number 10, lastly, it's important to remember the bigger picture. GCSEs are important, but they don't define your entire future. You've got sixth form, college, apprenticeships, work. There are always routes forward, and mocks are a practice, not a verdict. So reflect, adjust, and keep going. If you did well, keep up that consistency going, or maybe even push for a higher grade. If you fell short, use that as fuel and start small and keep going. Just remember that you are more than a grade on a piece of paper. So if this video has helped at all, and remember it is my very first YouTube video, give it a like, share it with somebody who might be stressing over mocks right now, and remember the next few months are yours to shape. So again, start small, stay consistent, you've got this. For more information on Tutoring with Becca, including the shop that sells a Guide to Macbeth ebook, please visit our website tutoringwithbecca.co.uk. Thank you.